Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a devastating festive season on Tasmanian roads, with police revealing today a third person has died following 3 horrific car crashes in 6 days. Emergency services are pleading with motorists to remain vigilant and drive safely as the holiday season continues.
In what has become a tragic Christmas period on our roads, Tasmania Police has confirmed today an 18-year-old man has died here at the Royal Hobart Hospital, left fighting for his life after a Christmas Day crash in the state's north. The Ravenswood man was a passenger when police say an oncoming car veered onto the wrong side of the road at Lower Turners Marsh. The cars colliding head-on and the man airlifted to Hobart for treatment.
This is very distraught for a lot of families. Christmas will never be the same for those ones that are involved in crashes over this festive season. 3
Tasmanians losing their lives in the past 6 days. Police also revealing more details about a devastating collision at Labrinna yesterday afternoon. It claimed the life of a 69-year-old woman. Police saying an oncoming car again appeared to cross onto the wrong side of the road.
We have our crash investigation experts at the scene and forensic services, and initial indications at the scene are that inattentiveness may be a factor in relation to this accident.
And a crash at Dun Alley on Thursday killed an 18-year-old male passenger from Hobart's northern suburbs. The incident leaving the 18-year-old female driver fighting for her life in the Royal Hobart Hospital. Her condition still critical today.
I just plead with motorists to listen to what we're saying. I just implore upon you to help us stop the road trauma.
These 3 devastating losses bringing Tasmania's 2018 road toll to 32 compared to 34 last year. Police are now urging all motorists to drive safely for the remainder of this festive season. Michelle WISBEY, 7 Tasmania News.
A man is assisting police after a stabbing incident on a quiet Devonport street late last night. 2 men were taken to hospital with minor injuries as investigators cordoned off several homes.
A darkened street closed off as police searched the area. Officers were called to Smith Street in Devonport after reports of a disturbance at around 8:30 last night.
Investigations revealed that there was a bit of an argument between people known to each other. As a result, one received minor wounds and has been taken to hospital, and another one also has injuries and has been treated in hospital.
No arrests have been made at this stage, but a third man is assisting police with their investigation. Police say one of the men allegedly stabbed left this home, crossing the street bleeding to a neighbour's house where he sought help. Forensic officers spent the evening examining the trail of evidence. Bloody rags also left lying on the street.
We feel that we found most of the witnesses, but if anyone does know or hear anything, then we'd like them to contact police.
MCCOMISH, 7 Tasmania News.
Guests at this year's Marion Bay Falls Festival have been warned of a dangerous drug circulating events after a 22-year-old man died in New South Wales after taking unknown substances. Festival goers were sent this text from organisers earlier this afternoon, saying an extremely dangerous orange pill was being spread. Warning, just 1 pill can kill, and urging anyone feeling unwell to seek medical attention. Police and organisers say they've been working together to create a safer event with crews and drug detection dogs currently on site. There's been a renewed push today to further open up the Hobart waterfront as hundreds of thousands of visitors flock to the state this summer. As Tasmania's iconic festivals continue to take over the docks, stakeholders say the CSIRO is occupying prime land, calling for a revamp of the area to make it more tourist friendly, especially to highlight the finish line of the Sydney-Hobart yacht race.
It would be great if we could get a little bit of an upgrade to our beautiful finishing box and also provide some infrastructure and facilities, not only for the people in the box but also for spectators.
The Sydney to Hobart is such an iconic event that we believe that there should be a larger presence of it in Hobart, and people coming in every time of the year should be able to interact with that, the long history and the excitement of the race.
It comes as discussions continue about moving the science precinct to Macquarie Point as part of the ongoing Hobart City deal. It's It's been an historic day for yacht racing in the state, with Alive not only claiming overall handicap honours in the Sydney Hobart, but becoming just the third Tasmanian boat in history to do so.
It's been 39 years since a Tasmanian raised the Tattersall Cup, the monumentous occasion marked with a customary champagne shower.
Part of it, you haven't actually even taken in yet. I'm still sort of trying to get my head around it.
As the circus surrounding the Super Maxis was beginning, the 66-foot keeler arrived under the radar in the River Derwent 2 days ago, nervously awaiting as the other contenders rolled in. Today it was made official. The first Tasmanian yacht since Westwood in 1947 and 48 and Screw Loose in 1979 to claim overall Sydney Hobart honours.
It was a great race. It was hard work, but it was rewarding, always rewarding.
And after being challenged every nautical mile along the way by the all-female crew of Wild Oats 10, it was time to celebrate a once-in-a-lifetime milestone.
It was good. And it was even better when we got back in front of them, when we'd led them the entire race and they got past us at Tasman. You can see the reward we've got out of it. We've actually won.
Tom Cooper, 7 Tasmania News.
Back home, and 2 paramedics have been reunited with a baby they delivered at a Rosny car park. Baby Beau made her grand entrance next to her parents' car just in time for Christmas.
A bundle of joy, little Beau is settling in nicely to life at home. Her family reunited with 2 of the paramedics who welcomed her into the world. Her birth certainly one to remember. Mum Jodie felt contractions, but because they weren't regular enough, she was advised to stay home.
Which I fully agreed with. But within 20 minutes it had gone to, from 1 to 10 kind of thing.
Dad Ben jumped behind the wheel to rush his wife to hospital, but baby Beau was determined and waiting for no one.
My waters broke at the shoreline roundabout, so we knew it was time to call the ambulance, so we did that. And the closest landmark we could find was the Oceana Swim Centre car park. I just had to try really hard not to push, because she really wanted to come out.
I was just on the phone to the guy the whole time, and he was talking me through how to deliver a baby, so luckily I didn't have to quite do it.
Thankfully for Ben and Jodie, paramedics arrived just in the nick of time.
We didn't actually meet Jodie until after Beau was born, because she had her head in the car and was focused on the job in hand.
Getting the job done.
Yeah.
The situation had attracted quite a crowd, with bystanders doing what they could to make it as smooth as possible.
All I remember is delivering the baby and hearing cheers and claps behind me, so I think everyone was pretty happy when she did come out.
Yeah, I just knew I had a job to do, and I was so excited about meeting her, it sort of took the pain away a bit.
Now time for Beau, older sister Frankie and Mum and Dad to relax and welcome in the new year. Hopefully no more major surprises in the foreseeable future. Louise Hedger, 7 Tasmania News.
Looking back on state politics in 2018 now, and it was the year that saw the Tasmanian government pass reforms that will change the state for years to come. But it's also forced the Premier to jump from crisis to crisis. 10 months after Will Hodgman led his party to a narrow election victory, our reporter Michelle WISBEY sat down with the Premier to discuss his highlights and challenges.
March 3, 2018, a day of extreme highs and devastating lows for Premier Will Hodgman. A tight state election win saw the Liberal government secure a second term, but losing 2 seats.
It's a different experience going into an election as a government, but it gives you a chance to reset and focus on why you're here in the first place, and that's to represent communities, to listen to voters and to deliver on what you promised.
But just hours earlier, the Premier was at the hospital saying a final goodbye to childhood friend Vanessa Goodwin. The former Attorney-General diagnosed with multiple brain tumours a year earlier.
I knew her from a very young age. We were at school and at uni together, and she was a really important part of our team, so we miss her, but we carry in our hearts her memory, as does the broader community.
Looking forward, the Premier says a budget in surplus and a strong economy were the year's highlights.
To see Tasmania's economy consistently ranked the #1 performing economy in the country is fantastic, because the key to all Tasmanians enjoying a better quality of life is having a strong economy.
The government passing a suite of significant reform, a crackdown on crime, launching the redress scheme for victims of child sexual abuse, and delivering 100,000 free meningococcal vaccinations.
We're building more public housing, we're supporting our building and construction sector to build more houses, and that's great too, because it means more apprentices.
But it was this moment that set the year's tone.
I move that Suzanne Lynette Hickey do take the chair of the House as Speaker.
Is the nomination accepted?
It is.
Well, I wasn't expecting that, and it was a surprise to my Liberal colleagues. You often get curveballs in Parliament and in political life, and I think the key is to get back to focusing on Tasmanians.
Moving from crisis to crisis. You've been hit with fairly significant criticism this year, the government and the Health Minister especially. Do you think you've done enough to overhaul our health system in Tassie this year?
It's really challenging for any government, and it's become increasingly so. In the last few years, the number of people who are presenting at our emergency departments has increased by 7,000.
The state left waiting almost a year for a low-cost surgical termination clinic.
I was very disappointed to see what was an opportunity to restore a service that had left the state, and circumstances beyond the government's control led to a regrettable delay.
The year ending with scandals surrounding Sarah Courtenay and Adam Brooks, leaving the Premier with questions to answer about his leadership.
These things can arise in any term of government. The job for us is to make sure when they do, we deal with them as quickly and as effectively as we can.
But for the holidays, he's enjoying a break before it's back to work in 2019.
I'm going to have a short time to just refresh with Nikki and the kids. I love this time of year, catching up with them, but also getting out and seeing all the wonderful things our state has to offer.
Michelle WISBEY, 7 Tasmania News.
The Tasmanian Cancer Council has launched a graphic new advertising campaign aimed at lowering the state's high smoking rates. Launching today, the 2 ads show the distressing side effects of lung cancer. Tasmania has the 2nd worst rate of smokers in the nation. The campaign targeting the more than 17% of people in the state who still smoke daily.
They're pretty graphic, they're highly emotive, and actually we don't make no apologies for it, let me tell you. We're not hiding from the fact that some people might find these ads actually quite distressing, and they are very confronting.
Currently, around 27,000 Australians live with lung cancer caused by smoking. More than 300 keen runners have taken to the Hobart streets today, taking part in the annual Race to the Taste Fun Run. Participants of all ages flooded to the event, running either a 6 or 3 kilometre course through the city, ending at the front gates of the iconic Taste of Tasmania festival.
It's great, especially at this time of year. You know, lots of people forget about their exercise and health, plenty of overindulging, so great to get people out and doing something healthy again.
Money raised by the event will go to Tasmanian autism awareness charity Lend a Hand to Hugo.
And the Hobart Hurricanes have broken their hoodoo to notch up their 2nd win of the WBBL season. With the UTAS Stadium crowd behind them, Corinne Hall and Michaela Hinkley starred with the bat, securing the 5-wicket win with overs to spare.
The Canes came in desperate for a result. The Heat showed little sympathy.
And Grace Harris will benefit from a misfield from Fazakerley.
Launceston's Meg Phillips lifting in front of the home crowd to claim the breakthrough, and they didn't have to wait long for another.
Outs of catch it. And gone!
Brooke Hepburn securing the next 2 scalps before Phillips stepped in to take care of the last of the order. Erin Fazakerley then set about chasing down the 129-run total in style.
Now that's big. That is lofted nearly all the way into the crowd. That's a big 6 from Fazakerley.
But the cane train soon came to a grinding halt, losing 4 quick scalps.
Second last ball of the over is a disaster.
With their backs against the wall, Corinne Hall came out swinging.
And looks like she's placed that perfectly between the 2 fielders for 4.
New recruit Michaela Hinkley soon found her form as the pair combined for the side's highest ever partnership.
And Hinkley's got through. And she's got 4 more. She moves to 40. and says, how dare you not select me in the first place?
All falling just short of 50 in her 50th match in purple, but the damage had already been done, Hinckley sealing it with a boundary to give the Canes their first win in 6 matches. It was another night of nail-biters on the athletics track at the Devonport Carnival, with Victorians stealing the show. But it was King Islander Stuart McSwain who got the crowd going as he embarked on the hard task of winning back the mile.
Warming up, Stuart McSwain knew he had his work cut out for him.
And they're away and running.
Starting at the back of the pack, there were big expectations for the King Islander to deliver, and he didn't disappoint, mowing down every runner in his path, all except one. Sam Clifford had the winner's grin well before he crossed the finish line. The 16-year-old from Lagana even had enough energy for a small victory lap.
I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, our kick's one of Australia's best, and you know, to have him coming down the last 80 metres, it's just absolutely amazing feeling to get up.
Happy with his performance, McSwain now has his eyes on Bernie.
It's a good confidence boost that it's definitely there for Bernie on Tuesday, so that'll be the main focus, try and break that 4 and see if I can go 1 position higher and hopefully take a win, but we'll just wait and see.
And after twice coming second and twice coming third, 29-year-old Ulverston doctor Abbey Chapman finally made her dream happen.
I'm so happy. I've been wanting this since July. I think about it all the time. And just to finally get it, I can't believe it.
The rest of the night belonged to the visitors. Melbourne's Luke Major breaking the ribbon on the men's gift.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's my first time coming down to Devonport to race, and the vibe here is awesome, running in front of such a supportive crowd.
17-year-old Victorian Ashley Jones added the women's wheel to her young career.
It was good to win against the big girls at the back who we thought were going to smash us, but yeah, it was great.
The men's wheel too went to a Victorian, with Godfrey Slattery delivering this enthralling neck-and-neck win.
I actually saw the shadow of Calla Bryant coming up at my right hip, and I thought, oh, this is go time. I knew I had to really sprint all the way to the line because he's a pretty quick finisher, and yeah, as you can see, just hold on for the win.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. It was a warm 28 degrees at CRESY today, which was the state's top. 23 for Hobart, Launceston 26, Burnie 25 and Devonport 22 degrees. Ouse reached 26, 23 for Smithton, Friendly Beaches and Grove, 22 at Lowhead and Lyowini, 21 at Flinders Island and 19 for King Island, Maria Island and Strawn. The satellite shows a little convective cloud is visible near the south and west coasts, with clear skies over the rest of the state. Zooming out now, and a band of middle-level cloud with embedded thunderstorms extends from South Australia to the Tasman Sea. The lows and troughs persist over northern and central Australia. Tomorrow's boating shows variable winds to 15 knots, tending west to northwesterly, 10 to 20 knots during the day, through northeast to southeasterly over eastern waters. And there's a strong wind warning current for the southwest coast from Southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point. To New Year's Eve now, Hobart 25, Dover 23, 29 for Ouse. More sun on the way for Launceston, 28 degrees, Devonport 23 and 25 for Scottsdale, Burnie 23, 21 at Strawn, sunny and 23 for Stanley. Partly cloudy and 25 degrees for St Helens, 26 at Swansea and 29 at Ross. The UV forecast is very high to extreme, so don't forget to slip, slop, slap. On to Tuesday, showers about the west and south, otherwise fine. Wednesday, more showers on the way, mainly about the west but developing about the east in the evening. And finally, on to Thursday, showers about the east, fine elsewhere. Taking a look around the country tomorrow, showers for Melbourne, Canberra and Sydney. Darwin, a possible storm. Rain at times for Cairns and another hot one, for Alice Springs with 43 degrees. Grateful I don't live there. And currently in Hobart, it's 19 and partly cloudy, Launceston 24 and sunny, Devonport 22 and sunny. Rach, that's the weather this Sunday evening. It's certainly heating up. Back to you.
It certainly is. It's great news. Thanks for that, Jessie. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for your company.